Good morning.
Hi everyone. How you doing? I hope you got coffee, 'cause I got coffee. I hope you got a nice snuggly place to sit and watch us today. Welcome to Nexus Adventures, everyone. As always, we are going to start off with a quick intro of who we are and who we are playing, and then a quick little recap by Jen, I believe.
Mm.
Guys, I'm getting the order right this time. I'm very
Mm.
proud of myself.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm always proud of you.
Mm, oh my god. Okay, stop it. Anyway, don't stop. Let's start off with a quick intro. Emma, who are you playing?
Oh, hi, I'm Emma, or
Woo.
Homily on the internet, and I'm playing Roisin, our moon elf druid, who stood up for herself last session and was not for taking any of that rubbish.
Yeah, she did. She also failed a lot of persuasion checks.
Yes, she did. If anybody wants to get me any nat 20s this session to try and help grease the wheels a little, that would be appreciated.
Yeah. With Nat 20s in mind, I'll let you guys know something when we finish doing intros. And next we'll go to our um our
Supportive
hmm,
friend.
supportive friend. Possibly. Maybe talking to a scary lady today. Who knows?
Mm.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Anthony Silverhorn, the Artificer Barbarian, and he has this robot that he realized he's left in Roshin's hair and regrets everything immensely.
Isn't that just his constant state of being, just regretting everything?
Most days.
Um, I should sit up straight for the camera. And last but certainly not least, our annoyed friend, Lucy.
Lucy's annoyed. To be clear, I'm not annoyed. Lucy's annoyed.
Yeah, Lucy's
Let's
annoyed.
specify that. Hey,
I said
I'm.
Lucy. I said
You
Lucy.
said our annoyed friend.
Yeah, I said Lucy into my cup, my bad.
Your cup is not a microphone, my dear.
I
Hey, I'm
know.
Sarah, your friendly internet hype goblin. I will be playing Lucy, our changeling wizard warlock. And yes, she is annoyed and uncomfortable and currently getting stabbed by an attractive tattoo artist.
Very attractive tattoo artist. Um, and hi everyone. And I'll be playing everybody else. Um, as well as speaking of nat 20s, you as a viewer can affect the game. If you are subscribed, you can give a natural 20 or natural 1, I believe. No, just natural 20
Natural
to
20 or a
20 or
potion of
a
healing.
portion of healing to the entire group. And you can do that once a month. If you have enough channel bits, you can give a natural 20. Um, I believe. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. All the information's up below. But if you got channel points, you can give many things like potions of healings and natural 20s for the next roll and stuff like that. And if you got bits, you can give bits and give a lot of bits and bobs and things and stuff. Like natural 20s and potions of healings and advantage and all that stuff. So check that out. It's down below. You can affect the game. They might need it. so, with that out of the way, Jen, what happened last session?
Last time on Nexus Adventures, we adventured around the island going through the Moon Festival, in which we had various conversations, meeting with the Dryad, finding out she loves passion fruit ice cream. Um, Anthony starts playing for the worse, trying to keep his mind in the game, but trying to relax at the same time. Full dad mode can't actually turn off his emails when he's on holiday. Um,
That really got him.
Regine talked with her elder, in which she tried to persuade the elder to open the islands to outside help, but wasn't unable to convince the elder. Anthony doesn't know this, but Jim knows this. Um, and let's see, Lucy got a new tattoo, and got
Lucy got her
the
first tattoo ever.
yes first tattoo. That's right. That is correct. Um, After that, we got to run into the scary lady that Anthony doesn't know is very scary. And Soon's hanging out in Rose's hair, and I think that's where we picked up as Rose leaving the elder's office, and Anthony's just sitting there trying to be a good boy.
Is he though?
We're about to find out.
No.
Okay. So, if you would like to see the conversation between Roisin and her elder, watch last episode. Some roles happened. But while that was happening, Lucy, you finish up getting your tattoo. Um, Bryn cleans it up, lets you see it. Gives you a mirror. Not a mirror. I think you're fine seeing your knee that way.
If I need a mirror to see my knee,
I don't
we're in
know.
trouble.
I know. I don't know why I said mirror. I think it's because I said mirror last time. When we talked about tattoo. But he cleans it off, shows it off to you. Like, what do you think?
She's happy with it.
Would you like to describe what your tattoo looks like to the viewers?
No.
Okay.
I haven't designed it yet. I will get there, okay?
Okay.
There will be a big reveal once the body art is all complete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I may have done a little bit of a description last time, but we're gonna retcon that. So he tells you how to take care of it. Gives you the healing creams for that. I Brain is still waking up, guys. Sorry. Gives you the proper aftercare. Gives you the proper aftercare chat. And then just says, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She'll leave.
He's dealt with many a type of customers, so so you get your tattoo. It's really, really nice. And while that conversation is also happening, Anthony, you're sitting outside of the elder's office waiting for Roisin. What are you doing?
I have my notebook out and I'm sketching this weird plant I've found. It's probably akin to like one of those birds of paradise plants. Anthony's
Yeah,
never seen one and quite likes it.
yeah. You know, while you're sketching this strange to you, colorful plant, you notice someone walking up to you or to your area. Do you know if the elder's available yet?
Look up. No, she's still talking to Miss Roisin.
Oh, I forgot something there. I guess I'll wait. What's your name?
Anthony, what's yours?
Moran, it's a pleasure to meet you. And she'll put out her hand.
Reach out and shake it. Nice to meet you. We can wait together then.
Oh, of course, thank you. And she'll sit down, like, near you. Are you friends with Roisin? Don't think I've ever seen you around the island before.
Friends, yes. She's helped me through many things. Good to know her. And she cooks really nice, spicy foods.
Yes, I've heard. Do you... Are you... Have you spent time with her outside the island? Don't seem like the people we... Well, you're not dressed like we're usually dressed.
No, yes, in fact, she brought me here to relax and recover.
Oh, that's so nice of her. How has she been doing outside the island?
Good.
That's good. We should have a chat after. I have quite missed her. We were good friends before.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have a lot of stories about her.
Yes, I do. But who am I to gossip about her to her friends?
Well, we're both friends of her. I'm sure a little cheeky gossip never hurt anybody.
I'll tell you some if you tell me some.
You go first.
Hmm. What would you like to know?
What was she like as a child?
Hmm. Stubborn. A bit spoiled.
Hmm.
No. But what can I say? She's Russian, everybody loves her. No?
She's been constant companion to myself, so I can't argue with that.
Yes. She's quite favorable to many people. But she was a good child, I suppose. We're about the same age, so my I can only gauge from what I remember from my age with her. But it's good to know she's found some good friends outside.
Yes, I've been showing her the mountainsides, and she brought me here because she thought it would do me good.
Has it done you any good?
It has. Turns the book around to show the flower. I've been drawing more.
Oh, that's nice. You're quite the artist.
Thank you.
Mm. She was gone for so long, I thought she decided to leave.
How long has she been gone?
She's been gone for a few months.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe about 4, 5. It's quite some time for people to be off the island if they're not soul seekers.
Well, the maybe she has a special quest from your elder. I don't know.
Could be. 'Cause it seemed like she would want to leave. I'd hate to lose someone like her in our tribe.
I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask her.
Hmm. So, I told you my little gossip. It wasn't that fancy, but tell me. What has she done outside the islands? I'm sure it's amazing, as always.
Oh, she's helped me recover from some traumatic events in my life.
Mm,
Helped me with my sheep. Uh, Helped me with some of my friends.
that's how Roshino is so helpful, isn't she?
Yes, that's her job, I suppose, as a druid to your island.
Mm-hmm.
Helpful.
Yes, of course. She's always been eager to help those in need. How long have you known her? Have you known her your entire time or her entire time off the island?
Oh no, I only came into contact her with her quite recently. It's been a short trip. She understood I was falling into the void, so she thought it'd be good for my mind to heal here.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. This is a good place for us to heal. And she is one of healing and moving on and all those things.
Hmm.
But it's nice to know she's making friends as always outside. It'd be a shame if she got too attached.
Tell me, Moran, do you make many friends here on the island?
We all do. We're all family.
Hmm. I'll take that as a no.
Oh,
I hate to be rude, Moran, but your crude mannerisms and flippant attitude towards Roshin is concerning, as she's done more for this island in the past few weeks I've known her than you've done in the 4 months she's been gone.
dear Anthony, you don't know me well enough to know that, now do you?
Hmm. I don't
Here
see
I
many people
am.
coming to greet you when you return.
Have you seen me before?
I've
Have you
seen you
been
enough.
watching me, dear Anthony?
I've seen you enough and talked to you long enough to know not many people would come up to hug you on a beach.
Hmm. Now that's just truth here. I came to make some friendly conversation. But I guess outsiders might just be that way.
Hmm. What do I know? I'm an outsider.
Hmm. I do wish you the best, Anthony, and with your friendship with Roshin. You know, I'm sure you'll miss each other much when she returns.
Her choice is her choice, whatever it is, I will respect it. After all, we can write letters, visit each other.
Well, it's only so often we get to let outsiders in, and her role as protector and all that is very busy.
What's your role in the island, Lauren?
Hmm. Wouldn't you like to know? Don't
That's
have to
why I'm
worry.
asking.
You don't have to worry about me.
So, not the role of a protector, then?
No, I serve a different purpose.
Hmm.
There are many purposes on this island.
But not the position you want.
I'm not sure what you're trying to imply.
Come now, I have two siblings. I know jealousy when I see it.
Oh, why would I be jealous of her?
I don't know. Why are you jealous of her?
Hmm. I am not.
Hmm.
And she just stares at you. I just worry. She has a very big and important position on this island. And I know contact with the outside world for so long can, well, change someone. And
Change is inevitable, my dear Moran. If we're stuck in our ways, then we're stubborn to a flaw, and therefore cannot be accepting to the guidance of others.
yes, but there's only so much you can change in this island till it gets to a point where, well, you basically no longer belong.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Identity and culture is a strange thing. Good thing Roisin carries it well with her wherever she goes. In her life, her practices, her cooking, her dress, her worship.
Hmm. I'm sure. That I think she might have. I honestly did think she left with her partner, lover. Not exactly sure what they are, but they seem quite close. You seem to have left. It's quite sad.
I don't know this partner, I'm afraid. I didn't get that close to Roshi.
Hmm. Well, she has a partner and, well, a child.
Hmm.
They were here on the island. Hmm. I wonder if she'll stay.
If she stays, then your island should benefit for centuries to come, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Hmm. It was interesting talking to you, Anthony.
Hmm. Interesting talking to you, Moran.
It's outsiders. The way you converse is quite crude, isn't it?
We lack the elegance your island has.
I'm sure. Well, anyways, I'll leave you to your drawing.
Hmm.
And at this point, um, it is when you're coming out, Roisin, from the elder's office and you see Moran standing up. She gives you a smile. Well, it's so good to see you again, Roshin.
And you, Moran.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
You've been so missed.
I know.
You look different. I think maybe the outside world suits you. But who am I to be a judge of that?
Well, I don't look that different.
It's not about looking. It's about you know better. It's about the sense of how you carry yourself.
Development and understanding. You don't appear to have changed today.
Oh, that's quite true. I think the outside world has gotten to you, Roshin.
Moran is here to see the elder, of course.
She usually is.
Have you seen this flower, Roshin? I don't think I have ever seen something like this. I kind of want one for my garden. Maybe we can get some seeds for later.
Oh, definitely. There's much for you to explore here, Anthony. We are a very vibrant culture.
Yes, I can see that.
Moran will look to both of you for a second, almost kind of reading both of you. Well, I hope you two enjoy your time back on the island. Have fun.
Ta-ta, Moran, as I turn away to walk down the stairs. Why, you have so many stairs.
We'll need to get you wings, Anthony.
I would love wings.
So I'm just going to walk off with him. I take it you had a very wonderful conversation with her.
She's very nosy. Kept wanting to see all my drawings.
She's usually only nosy where I'm concerned, usually.
She didn't like my drawing of the pig I drew a week back.
She's got poor taste.
It's a cute pig.
I have things I need to update you on.
By all means. Oh, hold on. He kind of reaches into your hair and pulls Soon out. Sorry.
It's okay. He doesn't cause any harm when he's there.
I think he's building a nest.
I mean, the nest is already built, dear.
Pulls out some twigs that Soon stored in there.
That Soon store in there? Were they there already?
I don't mind gifts like that.
Yes, until it's an oil slicked rag and he's stuffed it into something that's flammable.
I wonder how flammable my hair would be.
Flammable.
Not a pleasant smell either.
No, it is not.
Where are you two heading?
I'll be just walking around on this level to like go to my home.
Okay.
Figure it's probably the safest place for us to talk.
Yeah, you can go there.
I'll message Lucy. Need to have a bit of a debrief. Are you free to come and meet with us?
Sure, where would you like to meet?
My home, probably. Somewhere that
Alright.
feels quite private, if we can.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna walk in and I'm gonna make some like stress relieving tea. You know, I'm not normally a violent person, but I really feel like I'd quite like to punch something right now.
You
Lucy
could punch
walks
my
in.
arm.
I
Lucy
was
walks
very
in.
restrained.
Oh, are
Uh-huh.
you gonna punch Anthony? I'll do a
No.
snack. I'd love to watch that.
Please
Well,
punch my arm. I want to see if that hurts.
okay. Can I pretend you're Moran?
That's fair.
Okay.
Roll an attack roll.
Who's Moran?
With advantage because he's letting you punch him.
Oh,
advantage.
Moran's a very awful lady. I do not like her. We do not like her.
No.
She can't sit with us.
13! You
Because
can't
of your
sit with
mutant's
us.
armor class.
Nope. That's more for me, not for you.
Yeah, that's
She's
true.
It feels like kind of like someone pushing you, trying to like nudge you.
Do you want to try again?
No. Well, no. Do you ever just get that temptation to bite something till it bleeds because you're so tense? Is that just me?
No, I just light
It's
things
just-
on fire.
Okay. Well, we
Or
all have our
poison
thing, don't we?
someone. Or
I
stab
We
them
should
in
try
the back
biting
of
someone.
Oh, I make robots when I'm angry, so.
Or punch hospital room walls.
That wasn't punching, that was just very
Mm.
angry rage.
Same thing. Anyway, Moran is a member of this island who has always been particularly unpleasant towards me. She wasn't very happy that I got a position within the island that she thought she deserved.
Hmm.
She's just not a very nice person, honestly. But I imagine you held your own, Anthony.
I told her to get lost in a very polite way,
I'm sure.
I think.
Well, as long as you didn't give her any fuel for the fire that she's trying to burn me on, we're fine.
No. I just called her a petty, jealous, nice way of being. I did not mention you other than what was necessary.
Okay. Well, spoke with the elder, and she's not keen for outsiders to visit the portal, but is happy for me to inspect it with her supervision. So it's a small advancement, but it's something.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
I can watch through your eyes
No.
and relate to Anthony what you're seeing if you'd like.
Yes, that would be good. I also want to speak with this island's elder. He might be a bit more amenable to my other wishes. She was quite resistant, Anthony, but I assumed that she would be.
Well, you could talk to them, but remember, if he goes and talks to your elder,
Oh, I don't mind that. She'll expect it, I assume. But I did tell her that if we couldn't meet some sort of compromise, then I was going to have to make the hard decision myself. So she's aware, at least. She did seem to think it was only because Jarek and Ash had left, but honestly, I was already thinking this before they did that, but I couldn't lie and say that it wasn't a factor. Anyway, I feel both satisfied for having stood my ground, but also like I want to bite something.
I mean, you could try to punch me again.
I'd rather bite you, honestly.
Please turn into a
Try
bear and
and
bite him.
Bite me.
No, it's okay. It's fine. I will
I don't think there's a
use...
bite roll for this.
No. I have calmer, more natural methods for relieving that tension, so we're fine. How did you get on, Missy?
Fine.
Good. Well, I do wish to speak to Elder Aiden. and of course have to do the visit to the portal, but we'll need to wait until she's happy for me to do so. I was thinking before we could perhaps pool our resources and do some research on the portal in the library, if you're interested. And then, of course, there's the Island of Bones that I quite wanted to at least offer as an option for the pair of you for the. Excuse me. Even if you want me to do the inquiries, I don't mind, but there's a potential solution to what you and Fana are looking into, Anthony.
I mean,
It's worth asking. I feel like if anybody knows of a natural possibility for that, I would trust them. And if they don't know anything, then you and Fëanor can explore the other options. But it's worth asking because you're not going to lose anything, you know?
this is true.
So it's something. And obviously, Lucy, I considered it as an option for you to perhaps investigate the issues surrounding resurrection and souls, if that's something that you want to look into. Even if it's just someone doing it on your behalf, I don't mind, but you could perhaps seek some answers to your questions.
That would be fine. The only thing
Would
I
you want to-
ask from both of you
Hmm.
is that when it comes to what I am, you let me decide who knows and who doesn't.
Right. I don't entirely know why I said what I did. It was a little, I don't know. But I do apologize for doing so. It kind of came out of nowhere.
I know you trust the people here, Will, but I don't.
I know, I understand.
All right.
I wouldn't have brought it up with the people here. There was just something about her. I guess it maybe was a little disarming, but caught me a little left field, and I apologize. Normally, I'm pretty good at respecting both of your boundaries. I usually make quite a strong point of it, but I can't correct what I did, other than apologize.
Lucy just nods.
Same.
But I feel there are answers to be found to many questions that each of us have, and collectively we have. So we might as well do as much as we can before we leave, I figure. So, if you want me to do it on your behalf, I can. But I can point you to the right sort of people to ask if it's something you want to look into yourself.
I think we'll get nothing but dead ends, but I don't mind if we all look into it.
I think it's worth asking, because even if you get no answer, that's an answer, you know. But in case it does reap some sort of reward, it might bring you some clarity on something that you're seeking answers for. Roisin has individually hugged them, but I feel like a group hug is pushing it too far. Well, I think that's something for us to approach. I don't mind if we do that before or after the portal, and I don't mind if we want to try and seek some information on the portal.
I'm going to be frank once again, Rasheen. If they're not going to even let Lucy and I to look at the portal, you think they're going to even let us research it?
They won't give us access to
I
that
think
information.
that's, yeah. That's a
We'll
big
see.
no-go for us.
Well, they can't stop me taking them out.
No, but your librarian will definitely stop us.
They might, or they might recommend that you two don't take part in the research, but it doesn't mean I can't report back what I'm finding as I'm reading it. I'm just reading aloud. It's worth asking. I mean, it is literally a building just around the corner, so nothing ventured, nothing gained.
You're from an island full of isolationist pacifists. Let's not push our luck with reading aloud of text he and I aren't allowed to know about. Just get what you can, and we can discuss it once we're off the islands.
Yes.
Not everything has to be immediately shared. As long as one of us finds out about something, that's good enough.
Yes. And there might be other things you guys could discover for us while that's happening, but it's worth asking. Perhaps we speak to Aiden first and see what he is amenable to. This is technically his island. She's the elder of all three. And she's not... We're diplomatic. They all get a voice. It's not just her who makes the decisions, so it's worth seeing what he's amenable to. And that will give us a little bit of insight, and then perhaps try at the library. It might just be me who gets to you. That's fine if that is the case. And then we can decide whether we do the portal thing first or is it the Island of Bones.
These are your people, Ro.
Probably.
Lead the way.
Yes.
We'll trust your judgment.
Okay. Also, if we see Moran again, Anthony, you point it out to Lucy. I want Lucy to do her thing.
I want
My best-
Lucy to do her thing.
Yeah, one of my best friends, Cordelia, who me and Lucy met, there was one
Wait.
time...
Anthony casts disguise self and turns into Moran. This is what she looks like.
Oh,
I'll show her to you.
Lucy
Yeah.
walks around Anthony in a circle, doing like the elevator up and down. Good to know.
Yes.
Who does she hate
Have I
more than
told you
you on
both?
this island, Ro?
Losing faith, being made a mocker of. She's all about power and, you know, title and having importance, and that's why she wanted to be a protector, but that's not why the elder raises women to be protectors. It's a very specific type, and you have to be a protector. Like, as a personality type, that's not who Moran is. She just wants status.
Wished I had known that when I spoke to her.
But in terms of people she hates, I don't know. She really doesn't like Cordelia, because after Ash was taken away from me, she said some particularly cruel things to me, and Cordelia absolutely kicked her ass. It was great.
Good to know.
I'm very lucky to have you both as friends. This is... Anyway, that's a potential fun thing for you to occupy your time with while you're here. Oh, this shouldn't be entertaining me, but it really is. Right. So there's that. But we can all go and meet Aiden. He might be a bit more open-minded to meet you both.
Sure, I mean, would love to.
Okay. All right. Let's do that first then, and see. That will likely point us to our next destination, I would think.
Lead the way. This is your island.
All right. And Lucy, I really am sorry.
She just nods.
Can I give you a hug? Will you accept a hug? Can I cuddle you, please?
I will always accept a Ro hug.
Oh, good. I'm just gonna give you a really big mom squeeze and just kiss your temple. Tonight I'll make extra special cookies now that I have my own oven, as an apology. For now, though, let's go find Aiden. And I'm just gonna kind of head to an area that I suspect he either might be or there will be people there who might know where he is.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, that's an 11.
I mean, you look around and are you asking people? Or are you going? Which one are you doing first?
She was gonna go to an area that she's suspecting might, like there's like an area that's mostly like council chambers almost. So she would
Yeah.
be looking there, but then asking people, like if she can't find him, she'd be asking people who would know where he was, basically. So she'll be asking around.
Yeah. So you go to the council chambers and he doesn't seem to be there. You do know that he is he is a busy man. He's the elder of this island as well as the keeper of the portal into the Feywild. Um, but you don't seem to find him in the council chambers. Doesn't seem to be many people there at the moment. It seems to be quite empty. Doesn't seem like anything's going on there. You can roll another investigation to ask people.
Okay. I'm not good at these. Oh no, that's even worse. That's a 3.
Nobody can see him.
Yeah. I will endeavor to ask the people who have creatures that find people. Just like, you know what? I'll let somebody else do that.
All right. You endeavor them. And they're like, if we find him, we'll let you know. We'll tell you where he is. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Like I say, she'll just ask one of the people that has like familiars and hope they might have a better chance than she does. Guys, why am I roll so terrible when it's important?
I don't know. Did you use
Because
your
that's
20 from Scott?
I didn't get a
Oh,
20
you
from
didn't get one yet.
Scott.
Never mind.
No,
I
2
thought
of
he
them
already
have
given
gone
to
to
you.
the DM. No, he
Ugh.
said he would come back and do it, but the DM has 2.
I do
That's
have
funny.
I have two natural 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, you don't seem to find him.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I thought he would be easier to find. I don't know. I suppose I could go and make some lunch while we wait, or I don't know. What do you think?
Well, let's prioritize because that's the best way to do this sort of thing. Compartmentalize. We go to the portal, you do your thing, come back, see if he's here. If he's not, then we go to the Island of Bones, come back, see if he's here. If he's not, we leave him a note.
Yes. I mean, I did ask them to send. We have like familiars who do message passing, so hopefully that reaps some rewards. And I did send a message to him yesterday when we arrived, letting him know I was here. But
he's the leader of an island. I'm not going to
Yeah.
go bother my queen for every information I need.
No.
He'll get to you when he gets to you.
Right. Well, I don't know. Well, we could go to the menagerie if you want. See some nice animals. Some very
We need
interesting
to
creatures here.
prioritize, Ro.
I know, but I don't know what else to do right now. We could go to the Island of Bones just now, or try the library. We could try the library.
Could try the library, but I don't know what we're going to find.
No, that's why you go. Do some research.
The research we are after, once again, Ro, is restricted to Lucy and I.
Perhaps. I mean, we've not asked yet. They might have things that are for people who are new to the islands. We're not going to know until we ask.
Well,
Well.
let's go ask, and if we are told no, Island of Bones it is.
Right. Yes. I have one spot on the island I want to visit before I go, but that's not important. That's a before we leave kind of deal.
All right.
So, let's go to the library. We could try and ask more. He's a good friend. He might be reasonable.
Ro, we're begging for information two of us can't have.
We don't know that yet, Anthony. We need to go and ask.
Your elder was pretty explicit about it.
About going to the portal.
Lucy's just
Yes.
gonna pat Anthony on the arm and just say, just drop it. Let's go.
You're right. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Lead the way. I think you'll like the library, Lucy. It's quite beautiful. Except the religion section's white.
Yes,
Why are you
oh
so
joy.
obsessed with that?
A day with books. I can't wait.
Why don't you just make it uniformed? It's all the same shelf.
As you rant out about not understanding why they color code their sections, you make your way to the library. It is excuse me. Of course, I yawn when I start talking, not when I'm quiet. Um, you two have been through this passage before, but this is it's new to you, Lucy. You do, as I said before, you see this grand library that spans almost the entire trunk of a tree, and the library seems to be inside this tree. So as you walk forward, you're greeted with again beautiful vaulted arches. Not vaulted arches, sorry, so beautiful arches that are decorated with flowing designs, incorporating nature and man-made construction together. And as you walk in, this place doesn't really have a ceiling. Like I said, it just goes up into the tree trunk. And you walk in, and there is a front desk, information desk, if you will. And you see a tall, furbolg man still reading, much like last time. His nose in a book.
Hello again, Moore.
Hello, Roisin.
How's your day going?
Well, it's going fine. I'm reading this book today.
What's the book about?
The use of cosmic power and arcane power together. Some people think it's not the same thing, other think it is the same thing. It's more of an argument.
Clerics?
Possibly.
Could be paladins.
Sounds interesting. Looking for more research material, I'm afraid, Moore.
Well, it is library. What can I do for you?
I'm hoping to do a little bit of research on the portal here, and some history on it would be nice. I know we get a lot of like the teachings, but it'd be nice to do a bit of research on the history. Doing some work for the elder and for Saloon, actually.
That kind of information is kept with one of our. You know, we have people who act as basically live information.
I do.
Well, that information is kept with Aiden, not here.
Wonderful. Been trying to look for him, can't find him.
He's the keeper of the gate.
Yes, he is. We have important questions to ask him, you see, but...
You could always message him.
I did.
He's the keeper of the gate. Is he at the gate?
Not always.
No, he's in charge of making sure it's all right. He's a sort of ambassador between this tribe and the sister tribe in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Comes and goes often.
Yeah.
He could be there.
Could be there, could be here, could be anywhere. All right. Well, I sent one of the messenger animals to try and find him, and people know that I'm looking for him, so
Have you tried a actual magical message?
I don't have any of that magic, I'm afraid.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Wish that I did. I have items that connect me to people using that kind of magic, but nothing I can just send, unfortunately.
Paper bird,
Well, the animals.
postcard.
You the animals usually do that. Do you have paper here for a paper bird? I might as well try all methods. Thank you, Moore.
You're welcome. And he kind of reaches through. He opens a drawer in his desk, and he kind of rifles through, and he gives you. It's a bit crumpled, but it's a paper for a paper bird. Here you go.
Thank you.
I usually just use it to send Boa messages when I get home.
I bet. It was really nice to come back and see you both. I've been missing you.
We've been missing you too, little Roisin.
All right, dear. Like, give me a moment, and I'm just going to scribble off a message that basically says, "This is Roisin. Need to speak to you quite urgently. Just as soon as you're able, basically." And send that off.
All right. You send it off. You fold it off, and you fold it into an origami bird, and it takes a second, but you see it fly off out the window.
Well, that shouldn't take too long in theory, and it isn't massive. What would you two like to do in the meantime? In terms of our own priorities. There's nothing else we could research while we're here, is there? Lucy, do you have anything?
No, nothing I can think of.
Okay. Well, because really both of our things required us speaking to him, other than the Isle of Bones, so we could go and do that just now.
All right.
Okay. Let's do that then.
How do we get there?
Oh, we just walk to the north of the island. There's portals that transport you between them all. In theory, you're encouraged to walk. There's straits that you can walk on. You can't see them immediately, obviously, because they're just under the water. But it's usually seen as respectful to do it that way. But given that we're both outsiders and some of us are not comfortable with water, we can just use the portal.
All right. Let's go then.
You leave.
Okay.
Mar just gives you a friendly wave as you head out. Excuse me. Why? Every time I speak. And you head off. And you take them through the island to. I'll show you where it is. up to the north, and you see there's smaller settlements throughout the island of people and houses, in different areas. So you go through about two different towns, up to this point, and you ask around for the people that do help you, um, teleport there, and you see there is a teleportation circle, in one of that's the smaller templars, and this one is a temple to the Raven Queen. Um, and they don't charge for any of that. Um, and they let you know that you are free to leave into the portal should you when you wish.
Right. Ready to go?
Yep, just walk through.
Yes. It's going to seem a little strange and morbid when you get there, but it's the island where the dead are interred, so,
All right.
you know.
Yeah. It's
No,
fine.
there's no undead people, Anthony. You do not have to worry. In fact, given that the majority of people there worship the Raven Queen, it is the absolute antithesis of where you're afraid of. So,
No, I figured your island wouldn't host the undead. It's just you think I'm scared of morbid things when he walks through the portal.
Um, you walk through the portal, and it's quick, just a second, maybe even less, as you teleport into this other um temple to the Raven Queen. And there seems to be a few people there doing their daily prayers. Um, excuse me, what the hell? Um, no one you really know personally, Roshi.
okay.
But you know the island has a few priestesses, and there's the high priestess, and there's a few of the closer kept priestesses, and then there's others that are just basically they work the temple. And they greet you. You see them that they are that the all the people here are dressed in all black, unlike the people on the mainland. Um, and they're dressed in black, and they do have a lot of bone jewelry as well, and bits that represent certain animals, raven feathers as well, in a lot of their decoration. um, and um, as you walk out, you do see someone that you do know, Roshan. You don't know her too well, but I'll show you guys this picture. You you see this elven woman, pale skin, blue eyes. She has very light, almost white blonde hair, with her side shaved, and she seems to have some sort of skull decoration in the middle of her forehead that wraps around her head. And she seems to be gathering some sort of materials for one of the many rituals that they um, do on the island.
Mm-hmm. Um, I guess I'll approach with a smile. Posture check. Oh. Do I know her by name?
Um, you've seen her. We've seen uh her coming and going from the mainland. It is up to you if you've ever spoken to her. If your interest to the Isles of Bones is of anything import to you.
Yeah, I think she might know her because Rose's job title is for something that pertains to all the islands. So she will have had reason to go to all four at some point. So just in terms of like,
Yeah.
the management of one place and the management of the other
Yeah,
place, kind of
and
deal.
she is one of the priestesses underneath the high priestess on
Mhm.
this island. She doesn't seem to be paying any attention. She's just doing her duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitra, hi.
Hi, hello,
Hello.
Roshin.
Yes. Sorry, this is Anthony and Lucy. They're very good friends of mine.
She
Hey.
just nods at both of you.
This is Kitra. She's one of the priestesses here.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, we have a couple of things we would like to discuss with, if possible, the High Priestess. If not, perhaps one of yourselves.
Um, what are you trying to inquire? What are you trying to inquire about?
It's matters that pertain to life and death and strong
Well, yes,
magic,
I figured.
potentially curses. It's complicated. So it's not necessarily about the dead here, but matters more metaphysical that you might have answers to.
More spiritual than physical, I assume. If you're looking into curses, I can't exactly tell you are well versed in all curses, but
No, this one, we can explain when we properly sit down to talk about it. But like I say, if the High Priestess is free to speak, that would be good. If not, if you don't mind us exploring a few things with you just to see if you do have any answers.
of course we're currently preparing a body for a sky burial. But after that, I should be free. I'm not sure if the High Priestess is. Well, she's going to have to keep watch over the body for some time. But if you wait, you are more than welcome to come and see if you'd wish.
She's going to look to the other two just to see their reactions if they want to, basically. Would you guys like to come and see something like that?
No.
I've seen enough dead bodies, thanks.
Right.
It's an interesting practice, but I don't need to see more of it.
I understand.
Then just wait here and I'll come back for you.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Pull out some little wallflowers, since they decay naturally. Parting gift for the dead.
Thank you. It is much appreciated. But it shouldn't take too long. We just have to finish. We just ran out of some things. We just have to finish and set them up for the sky burial.
Everyone check your posture and also hydrate.
Oh God.
Yeah.
God, I saw fire.
Well,
But yes, just wait here, and God,
Saucefire, I will take your power away.
we
Don't
can,
use it.
and we'll take your power away.
give us some nut 20s.
Chat,
Your point,
Saucefire is the
bitch.
reason we have to build in a bathroom break in the middle of our episodes.
Yep.
That's the reason we need a break. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fire is our reason to live.
Thank you for your time.
Of course. I'll be back. You can wait out in the temple or walk around the island should you wish. Just don't, we'll be in the burial grounds, so.
Alright. We'll maybe look around a little bit. I'd like them to see some of the sights while we're here.
Alright. I'll see you then. And she'll just turn and leave. And, Lucy and Anthony, roll me a perception check as you're out of this
Perception.
on as you're outside of this temple. You see that it is a bit of a clearing, but it does heavily go into forest. There's the only bits of clearing are the places where people need to come and go frequently. The rest of the island is just forest.
I rolled a 10.
Lucy, you
Okay.
need to roll as well.
Oh, I rolled a 12. I was just
Oh,
waiting.
okay.
I didn't know if there was more description or not.
Oh.
No, yeah. Um, you, it's not hard to notice. Some of them are loud. Um, Unlike the main island that has, natural life, birds, small rodents, and butterflies, bees, all that. This one seems a bit more quiet in a way, and then the noises that you hear are noises of larger birds, not the small songbirds that you got used to on the island.
Do you think we can fly one of these birds?
I don't know. I mean, some of them are very large, but not quite large enough for you to fly on the back of.
Hmm.
It's mostly just the very big carrion birds, you know. It's quite an interesting practice, really. It's about returning your soul to the skies in a way.
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Mm.
There were a lot of people who practiced it during the war just because there are so many people.
Mm. Yes. It's probably the most common way. I mean, some people, when they have specific gods that require specific burial rites, they'll do that, or racially if they came from a different culture. But the vast majority do sky burials. I've always liked it. It's a strangely positive view on death here. I know it doesn't look positive, but the inside of the temple is really cool. There's a lot of the skulls of the ancestors are there.
Hmm. I don't know how I feel about that.
Hmm. It's an interesting sight. It's not something you're necessarily going to see anywhere else. It's kind of a one-off experience. But
But you're free to wait. It does take some time, unless there's something specific you want them to show them here.
I mean, given that the temple's probably the most interesting thing, and they don't want to go there, probably not. But we could go and see the cliffs and see some of the birds, maybe.
Yeah. As you wait for Kitra to come back to escort you, Roshin does take you through the part of the island. There are areas that are more cliff-like, and as you walk through the forest, go ahead and roll me another perception check.
Non-natural 20.
Okay.
9.
Nice. Uh, Lucy, you're just kind of quieter, more in your head today. So you don't notice too much other than the obvious. Anthony, as you walk by, you notice a few things. There was mention of carrion birds, larger birds, and you do notice like as you walk into the forest on the trees, large vultures and hawks and crows and ravens just on the higher branches of these trees, some looking down at you, others minding their own business. Um, it is quite an unusual amount of these animals. it is something that clearly has purpose here. It is not natural to see so many different carrion birds just grouped together. Um, but easily you see birds that if they were standing next to you, they would reach up to your height, to your chest. And you can only imagine their wingspan. Um, as well, you do notice the trees have these odd growths that don't seem quite natural. Almost either something carved into the trunk or almost like a weaved branch basket. And it catches your eye because you pick up that it's different than most things. In a place so natural, it is unnatural in a way to see this types of pattern and formations. Um, and as you look further, you see in the trees and in these woven baskets of branches, bones, skulls. They're higher up on the tree. Um, but you usually see a pile of bones with a skull on top, or if it's a basket, it is a small basket with a skull, and there seems to be bones dangled around them. Um, and you see humanoid. They're humanoid. Um, they're not just animal bones. It seems to be some sort of not quite burial but resting place for some people in these trees. Um, so it is quite a strange sight. Um, and as you walk through the forest, Roisin does lead you to a cliff area, and you see just a few, just a little bit outside the island, but still quite close. These tall rock formations, um, as tall as the cliff you're on, maybe even taller, almost clustered together. And they're not quite far away where you can't make out some detail, but you see that these cliff formations as well have openings and holes in them. And you can assume it's other piles of bones in there.
No, I see where it got its name.
Yes.
It's quite nice, actually.
Yeah. The bones carry the memory of the person, and the birds carry away the soul. Sort of.
Do you talk to them?
The birds?
No, the bones.
Oh. Um. I have done once. There's someone I was fairly close to that died, and I came here not long after they'd been interred, and just. It's a place to come and remember. And some people do remembrance through conversation, others just maybe bring trinkets or things that they associated with that person.
Hmm.
Some people even carve symbols or wordings that are memories, active remembrance in a way.
I assume all the birds are there to clean the bodies, naturally.
Yes.
Hmm.
Nature's cycle in a way.
It would be much faster if they just used a little bit of lie.
I mean, yes. Even quicker if you just burn them as well. But which some people do if that pertains to their particular worship or how they wish to be had their funeral rites wished in that way. But yeah. Like I say, it's for all that some when they come to the islands find it a little jarring at first when they're not used to that kind of thing. It's a very positive place in my mind. It's respectful and honors nature and honors life as well as honoring death.
Be either of you leave me to be picked clean by a bird, I will haunt you for the rest of my existence.
Noted.
When we lost one of our favorite rams, we just interred the skull into the ground and let the beetles and ants take care of it.
Returned it to the earth.
Yeah, and then we dug up the skull and put it on our mantle. I think Dad still has it.
Was he as notorious as Thorny Boy?
Worse than Thorny Boy.
Oh. Must be genetic.
I don't know. Thorny Boy was bought from a neighboring town.
Maybe it's just a ram thing.
Probably, I'm not sure. It's only ever been those two. Our other rams have been fine.
This question is going to seem morbid, but it seems appropriate to ask. How do you both wish to be interred?
Probably just stick me in the ground, honestly.
I want a massive funeral full of flowers and wailing people who miss me dearly. And then I want to be interred in the largest tomb you can find. And every year on the anniversary of my death, I want there to be a parade in my honor, and I want it to be covered in flowers.
Understood. We should hire some bards for that, I think.
So yes, but only the really attractive ones.
Okay. Appropriate music.
Clothing optional.
That's how worship of gods start. That's how cults start, Lucy. You're starting a cult.
I don't think she's going to be
It's not my fault if people want to worship me. I'm just that fantastic.
All a god needs is belief, after all.
I'd be happy to give you a list of people who have worshipped me in the past.
That might be useful for who to invite.
Usually it's only for a few hours, but...
I'm sure it's a very memorable few hours, Lucy.
As you're talking of ways you want to be interred and how Lucy has been worshipped by many, we'll go ahead and take a break there because we've had one too many hydration breaks and I need to go to the bathroom. So just stay in your seats. We'll be right back with more talk of death. And in the meantime, chat, how would you like to be interred? Meek said they like to be shut up into orbit and rotate the Earth, the tracker, so that their family knows they're above them. So I think that's pretty cool. Just,
Why name a star after yourself when you could just go out and become your own
you could
beam
be
of
the
light?
star. Why?
Okay,
Anyway, we'll be right back. Bye.
Goodbye.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you took a break too and go get your drinks. Cause if we have to drink during hydration breaks, you have to drink during hydration
Mm-hmm.
breaks. Cause it's hydrate or dihydrate, guys. Come on. And I'm sure Saucefire is just gonna keep putting them out there. um, but we're back. You're on a cliff in the Isles of Bones, overlooking the the rock formations that are a bit a distance in the ocean from the island, and you're talking about death and how do you like to be interred, and Lucy wants a whole parade and shebang, hot bars and flowers and all that. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
regular Lucy things. Anthony just like stick me in the ground, give a fuck. And Astral talking. It takes a bit, not too much, maybe about the better part of an hour. But you get a message from Kitra. She seems to have gone back to the temple, but you weren't there. But she lets you know you can go
Mm.
to the main ritual site. If you like to speak with her or the elder or the high priestess.
Mm-hmm. Right. Time for us to head back, guys.
Okay.
I'll let you guys lead the charge on discussing what you guys need to, just because so you can decide how you want to word that. But hopefully they have some answers on at least one of the problems. Anyway, let's go.
And you're heading, and you know where this central ritual area is. It's very much just the central of the island. And like I said, this island, there is no clearing other than the obvious ways people need to walk. Everything else is just forest
Mm-hmm.
um for um the birds, the heavy amount of birds that are here, and then how they use the trees as sort of coffins, burial grounds, as um kind of and it takes a few minutes, but you make it to the center of the island, maybe about 15-20 minutes, and you see it open up to this larger clearing, um surrounded by these four pillars, just tall, maybe 10-15 feet tall, made entirely out of stacked skulls, with one central skull in each one. These pillars are easily 6-7 feet wide, and they all seem to be surrounding this one stone table, um, elongated table where maybe a body would be placed. Each each pillar of skulls has a string of, you think maybe a femur, or um I guess that would be a femur, of just bones, almost making a chain to this central portion that has almost a circle, a basket of bones holding another central skull. Um, and you see some more areas of preparing um, parts of the ritual. You see at one side almost a hearth of some sort, burning still, and you see some people cleaning up after. Well, this seems to just been a preparation for a sky burial, and so there's possibly blood on the stone table. But you see towards the end of this clearing there is another woman amongst those who you seem to be able to um understand that she's the high priestess of the way she carries herself. And you'll see this moon elf, with different types of texture hair. She has some dreads, some more loose hair, wavy hair. She seems to have these um antlers that are integrated into her hair that come up and have the bone jewelry that kind of very gracefully end on top of her forehead. She has a tattoo of of a full moon with two crescent moons on her forehead. Um, Others that start at her chin and go down her throat. And she has these intricate black clothing um, of straps and jewelry, bone jewelry, and almost a sheer type of mantle to her. And she seems to be delegating some um, jobs to other priestesses and worshippers of the Raven Queen to clean up and prepare for what is to happen with the bones after the sky burial is ended. But they have a few days to prepare for that. Um, and you do notice that there are a big congregation of birds flying to a different area. You see them flying above you. Um, and next to her, actually, you see this giant vulture um, that reaches just standing. Her its head reaches up to her waist, um, and she seems to almost caress the top of it like if it was a pet. Um, and the vulture seems to lean to the touch. But yeah, this central area seems to be highly decorated with the bones of the dead. You're not sure if these are special people, if these are highly regarded people amongst the tribe, why they're shown in such a different way. But this is the the area where they prepare the dead to be interred, to be burned, to be carried off by the birds.
I'll walk in and give a respectful bow to the High Priestess.
She'll she'll turn to you as you walk forward, and she'll look you over with a kind smile and bow her head. If you would to please Lucy and Anthony, another perception check.
That's an 8 from Lucy.
17 from Anthony.
Lucy, you're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Lucy's that kid that just gets overwhelmed when you take her and show her a lot of new things over many days, like on vacation, and she's just like,
She's just down. Anthony, do notice that as she walks away, Kitra does kind of have a lingering stare at Roisin. But doesn't seem to be malicious or anything, just a stare that lingers. As you go and speak to the high priestess whose name is Morana. And she looks to you, Roisin, like I said, with a kind smile. Hi, I heard you needed some advice.
Yes. We have some potentially heavy and complicated things, requests in a way, and I thought this would be a good place for those questions to be answered. It's pertaining to my two friends here. This is Anthony and Lucy.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Welcome.
It might be best that you discuss the issues with them. I mean, I could do it on their behalf, but
Well, however you prefer. I'm not quite sure what the issues are yet, so.
I understand. And just to preface, thank you for any help that you do manage to give us. It's things that pertain to death and life and
I figured.
afterlife. And I thought that, in my mind, the knowledge we keep here is vast, and if anywhere they were going to find an answer, they might find one here. So thank you in advance for any help you do give us.
Of course, dear. And she kind of pats your cheek.
Mm.
So, what can I do for both of you?
Well, I'm looking into ways to prolong one's life naturally without resorting to becoming a mummy or a lich
Or a vampire.
or a vampire.
No, yes. Those would be quite unfortunate, and I will say other followers of the Rogan will try and put you down if you do.
Yes, that's probably why I want to avoid it.
Right. Um, come. And she'll kind of lead you off to a little area. It still overlooks the central ritual area. Um, but there is a table and almost like a quote unquote picnic area next to the ritual area. Um, but she sits down and motions for you both for you all three to sit down with her.
Mm-hmm.
The hmm, expanding someone's lifetime beyond their own natural mortality has always been a point of interest to many. If it were easy and common, well, if we wouldn't have many vampires or liches now, would we? Um, naturally, there is no. Hmm, I mean, if you were to die of unnatural causes, there's always resurrections, but that would only just bring you back into your natural mortality span of life, lifespan. There you go. There are potions that could help you, but that get less effective the more you drink them.
Hmm.
They can sort of expand your lifetime. They make you younger for a certain amount of years, but expanding one's mortality to immortality naturally is not something that has been found yet.
Is there a way to not so much achieve immortality, but a lifespan closer to the longer lived, like ourselves?
There could be, but it is a. It
Look at
would
that tail.
be. Yeah, it would be left off to chance. When you resurrect, it is possible you come back as a different race. If you do come back as an elf or a longer lived race, you could expand your life that way. But again, it is left up, left. It is left to chance. You cannot control what race you come back as. And it only works if you die of unnatural causes, like most resurrection spells.
Hmm.
Once your life is over, it is done. It is time for you to move on to the next part of it.
Hmm. That's what I
Perhaps
thought.
the potion is something to look into, though.
Yes, that's a one route. What's the name of this potion?
Um, let me see. Let me go look into my spell books as the DM goes to look into her spell book, which is Google.
Hmm.
Mhm.
At least it's an option, Anthony, or something that could be researched to adapt it in a way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's an avenue I thought of but didn't explore.
Hmm.
Few other avenues.
Right.
It's just one of those things, I suppose. In the end, I will have to make peace with.
It's it happens when you make close contacts and friends and those you're close with who are shorter lived races. I've already outlived a couple of my friends. Close friends. It's not easy, but it's just a fact of life, sadly, that the older lived races have to deal with at times.
Yes. Well, if anything, I have 20, 30 more years.
Right.
As you're speaking, Morana does come back. The potion, it's a potion of longevity. It will make you younger, but no more than 13 years younger. And, well, the more you use it, there is, there starts becoming a risk of the potion aging you further instead of making you younger. The more you use it, the more that risk grows, and after the 10th use, it just makes you older. It is not a permanent solution, and it is a dangerous one. It could have the opposite effect that you are looking for.
Hmm.
But
It's 13 years I didn't have before.
upon first use, it will work.
It's something. Gives you more time with him.
Hmm.
It seems a shame that when such a thing is wished by those who don't want to abuse a longer life for power and magic, that it's not available. Seems
What
only a
exactly
solution the cruel
is
can get.
the purpose of why does this interest you?
Oh, I fell in love with a person who's of a much longer lived race, didn't recognize my feelings until about 2 weeks ago.
Yes. Those types of relationship can be quite hard to overcome an age difference like that. I may not have all the answers. We are only one way of being taught about life and death by the Raven Queen. And of course, she does not promote undeath. And I would very highly advise you against it. But there are other creatures, other religions that might have more knowledge of a more natural means of longevity.
Do you know who they might be so we can approach them?
You can speak with Faye. You know we have a connection with them on this island. I don't think you could go through the portal yourself, dear, but you can speak to those who've had connections with them before. Plus, as well, there are other Fae in the world that might have more knowledge of that.
That's definitely a avenue I'd like to explore more.
I'm well aware that there are secrets to the Fae that not even the Fae know, but the higher ranking ones, archfaes and lords and ladies, hold many secrets from even their own people. It is a bit tricky working with them, though. That's those more of the Feywild, well, trickery is in their nature.
Yep. Don't worry. We are very aware of what Faye can do.
Well, I'm sorry that I have no more advice to give you.
Thank you for what you have offered. I'm satisfied with what I have come here for, so.
All right.
And sometimes even just knowing that paths are not an option, it narrows things down, you know?
If you wanted to block someone from being resurrected, how would that work?
Well, um, you would have to be there once they pass and capture their soul in some sort of object. That is the most common way of doing it. Not something that we practice, but something we have dealt with before. It is a strong curse. There are other magics that could tie a soul to other things, specifically before they are dead. If someone. There are nasty magics in this world that can tie you off if you make the wrong deals, the wrong contracts. If something owns your soul, it will not be able to be resurrected, as they will take claim once you die, like devils. They tend to work in those types of contracts. Is something the matter with you? Or someone you know?
What if the person didn't know? They didn't agree to it. They didn't make any deals.
It is possible to have to make an unwilling contract if the person was unaware. They weren't existing it, I believe, but those are quite powerful magics.
And if one wanted to look into something like that, for research, anywhere you suggest we look?
She looks to you and to both of you. What exactly do you plan on using this information for?
Possibly bringing someone back who didn't deserve to die.
Make a
Or allowing
persuasion
myself
check.
the option in case I die.
Make a persuasion check.
Research.
That's a 19.
19. She looks to you and she has she has piercing dark eyes, almost looking through you. And she nods. I'm sorry this has happened to someone that you know, which is quite nasty magic to work with. You would have to look into the more magically inclined, arcane inclined sections of a library, maybe. Or someone with higher power. I don't believe even outside of the islands this knowledge is just open to the public. You might have to go to great lengths to gather permission to study this, I assume. Like I said, I'm not sure how things work outside the islands with their libraries. Or find someone with more knowledge of it than I do. Usually the more wizards and sorcerers of that nature, if they are inclined to study that, they will have more knowledge of that, and maybe someone who knows of artifacts and contracts. There are many creatures that deal in contracts and deal in souls.
Yeah, most of them are demons and devils.
They deal in contracts and so sometime.
Then that would make them a demon. I'm not going to argue the semantics, but yes, they do sometimes, I suppose.
But anyway you try to get this information from, do be careful. I can't believe the people that know of this knowledge are, well, they tend to be of the unsavory kind and might try to rope you into their own contracts and deals.
Lucy doesn't say anything further.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
So, do you also have hawks in your carrion group?
We do.
Fantastic.
Would you like to see some of them?
Yes.
I can do that. Are you just interested in seeing hawks? We have quite big vultures as well. And she points to the vulture that was next to her. Still a bit away, kind of like hopping from tree branch and gliding.
No, because that bird comes up to my waist. I like things that are no bigger than my arm.
Oh, he's quite harmless.
A deer's harmless until it comes at you.
Oh, he would never. He's my familiar.
Mmm. Mmm. All
Jaskier
right, I
is
want to
quite
see him.
harmless.
I want to go see him. Yeah.
All right, and she'll take you over to back to the central ritual, and she'll kind of pat the stone table, and you'll see the bird kind of glide down and step on it. So this it's taller than you now, but you can see it. This is Jaskier. She'll kind of pet, like, the little fluffy chest birds have, even though it's a
Mhm.
vulture is like naked from the neck up. He's friendly, I promise, even though he looks intimidating.
Can I stroke his feathers too?
You can. She'll take your hand and kind of put it in the spot where she knows he likes being pet.
Hmm.
There. See, he's a nice bird, aren't you, dear? And it'll make vultures have weird sounds, but it'll kind of make
Mhm.
those like chittering sounds that birds do instead of like the full bird noise.
Mm-hmm.
He's quite a big
Mhm.
boy too.
Just pat him gently. He's nice. Hmm. Big bird.
Yeah. Would you like to see how big he is?
No, this is fine.
Would you, dear?
Yes. I'm not too far off being able to turn into flying creatures myself, so
This one could be useful to you.
absolutely.
And she sets something in Sylvan, which is a sort of command word that you would recognize. It's one that she uses for her bird, and he'll kind of step do a few steps and kind of um do that thing where birds do that, they shake and fluff up and then expand their wings. And you see this is like the wingspan is easily 10 feet wide.
This is quite the wingspan.
Hmm.
How much weight is he able to carry?
Quite a lot. It is in their nature to be able to carry heavy things. Um, they themselves weigh easily up to 33 pounds. He's quite a he's quite a big one for himself. So something maybe, I haven't tested it out to be quite honest, but
Hmm.
maybe something within that range.
Yes. I'm just trying to consider good forms for potentially carrying people.
I don't know if this one will help you carry people, but
No. I've seen some of the giant animal breeds before, and so they would be more useful for that, I suppose.
you see he's still like stroking the bird as she's talking to you.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's just one of the many birds that we have here. We do have hawks, should you wish to see them, as you said. Would you wish to see the hawk?
Yes, can it be? Do you have a red tail hawk?
I think we have some. Here. And you'll take your time and she'll take you to, um, it is a sort of feeding area, for them. It's not the one where they put the bodies out. That is a more sacred spot. But people don't die so often that they are regularly fed. So they do have a feeding area. I would be concerned if they did. Um, but she'll give you a leather um glove to cover up your
Mhm.
arm, and you see different types of birds. Let me see. Um, gathering around the trees. And she makes a very specific type of whistle, and you see off in the distance from the corner of your eye, you see movement from a tree, and you see this hawk's kind of shoot up and fly and then glide down. And she'll put her arm out. She took a glove as well. And you see this beautiful red-tailed hawk um fly down to her, the beautiful dark brown and taupe and white coloring, and then the bright orange reddish tail. Here, this one is Xander.
Xander.
Yes, excuse me. It's allergy season.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
He's a
Here.
very handsome beast.
He is very handsome indeed. She'll kind of like pass him over to your arm and kind of coo at him. He's quite the smart little fella.
Bet he is. Just hold him on my arm, just smile.
Yeah. She'll kind of scratch the top of his head. Be nice, no pecking. And you hear kind of like a squawk, not a squawk, but a little seagull like screeches, almost as if acknowledging her.
Have you ever tried training birds? I know that's something that some people do.
Well, I don't usually run the field, so I don't need to be a falconer.
They're quite good for hunting.
Yes, I don't usually hunt, so I've never needed to be a falconer.
Plus, we just use Soon instead. He can scout for us.
Yes.
He can't fly, though. You might find Soon quite interesting. It was interesting for me to first meet him. He's a companion of Antony's, who's made of metal, but is alive. It's a strange concept at first, but
The creation of a soul is a strange concept. If you are referring to that he is alive as a person is alive.
Oh, he's alive as a person. I'll just tap my shoulder and soon crawls out of my bag and sits on my shoulder.
You see the head of like the hawk just kind of do that thing where it turns real quickly, like those jumpy turns, as Soon comes out.
Soon points a leg at the hawk and beeps at him.
My human. Interesting.
You know, it was strange for me at first to consider it, whether he had a soul and was alive, but having gotten to know Soon, I do quite believe that he is. He shows a lot of personality that he's been acquiring himself. It's not something that's been, programmed into him.
If you have discovered the creation of a soul, Sir Anthony, I suggest you keep that knowledge that close to your heart.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret. I discovered it twice now.
And everybody has met soon.
Soon as his own person. I do not dictate what he does. Was supposed to be a learning robot and evolved from there. His sister is learning. I'm hoping his last sibling will be something similar.
Then I suggest you prepare for that information to get into the wrong hands and what consequences that would bring. If someone could just create a new race of people, a new army, it'd be
Yes.
quite. Hmm.
It would be quite devastating.
Yes. There's nothing in what we study under the Raven Queen against the creation of souls, but I don't think is something that should a knowledge that should be shared with the world at large. You are creating a person that can be used and abused for the wrong reasons. So it is not just your life. You are essentially a father, a parent.
I know. That's why I'm taking precautions and doing the best I can.
Good. Well,
But you should see his sister as I pull out a book and show her a drawing. So this is Khrushchev. She chose her name.
she has the hawk has hopped over to her arm as she looks at what you're showing her, and you talk. She is interested. She concerned but interest and curiosity as to how you were able to create a person with their own soul. Uh, and quite interested in learning not how to do it, but just the ideas behind it and the concepts. Um, Do we? It's 11. We have 1 more hour, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Time
Yes,
means
that's
nothing
correct.
to me. Okay. Sorry, time means nothing to me. uh, and um, you can talk about that. Eventually, she kind of sends Xander off to go just be a hawk. um, and you talk for a little bit. She offers you tea. Uh, It's quite nice to have visitors that stay for a while on the island.
This tea's not made of dead people, right?
No,
I mean, we could
not
grow like
not
herbs. It's
technically.
horticulture. I mean,
Yeah, it's
bodies are a
technically
great
not.
source of nutrients.
We know it has grown on graves, these flowers. So I guess technically they are, but I know outsiders can be a bit squeamish.
Hmm.
I think it's a great marketing point.
You know, they sometimes
Thank
make
you.
coffee out of bat poo and it still sells, so.
Mm,
It's much like roses. They grow better when you feed them blood.
Mm.
roses are weird.
Glad to
Yes.
think they are.
Um, has everything been well on this island recently? Are you well?
Yes, I'm doing my my job, doing what helping the dead pass over. Nothing that I would consider strange, at least. Others might.
Yes. Well, that's good. Well, have the pair of you had all of your questions answered? Such as we can reach you.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. I have a potion to look for.
Absolutely.
So I could make it. Need to find somebody to make it. I need to know what's in it.
Yes. Well, there might be people here that there are people here who do more alchemical and potion things. At least while we're here. If not, we can get someone to start it elsewhere. Maybe Ezra can.
That would be a place to start.
I can ask him. I mean, he's been trying to train me into how to make potions, and it's more healing remedies, but it's perhaps something I could also train into. That way you won't have to pay for it.
It is, in a way, healing. Old tissue into new tissue, younger tissue.
Yes. Same sort of area, I suppose.
Yes.
It's something I'll inquire about then and perhaps try to learn.
Rejuvenation.
I mean, there's a lot of very natural remedies that just, are considered anti-aging in terms of stopping wrinkles and what have you. So it's just a very extended form of that.
In a way.
I have wrinkles, so.
I know. They're very much. But I would be willing to put in the time needed to learn that for you.
Remember, after the first use, the chances of you aging do grow.
Yes.
I
He doesn't
would
really...
only use it once, so don't worry.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Well, I think we've achieved all that we can here. Thank you again for all the help that you've given us.
Of course. I'm always here should you need anything else.
Yes, of course. We need to try and go and meet Elder Aiden now. I'm not entirely sure where he is.
You notice that at the mention of his name, she gets a bit of a smile. He's always around. Seems to never stay in one place too long.
Yes. Well, we
I
tried
would like
looking
to
earlier, and then
insight check that smile.
Okay, you can insight check the smile.
That's a 14. Is that a general friend smile, or is that a female's intuition, there's something fishy going on here smile? And by fishy, I mean past romance.
It is a friendly smile. It could lead into that. You're not quite sure. Many of the people here they're like family, they're friends, but it's possible that they have met in a more romantic way. You're not quite sure.
Hubba.
It is a 50-50.
Cool. Can't wait to go meet the elder.
Well, we did try looking for him and then sent 2 types of message to him. So I'm so hoping either word of mouth or animal or paper birds will get to him soon.
Yes, he is quite a tricksy one to get a hold of, but he seems to always come to you when you need him.
Right. Okay. Then let's go do that, everyone.
Thank you for the visit. I hope I was able to help in some way.
Yes, of course. You've been fantastic.
No, thank you. You've all been
The
very
birds
gracious.
are nice. Yes.
Thank you. We do all to take care of them, and they take care of us.
Yes.
I'll walk you to the temple. It's the least I could do.
Yes.
She'll
is-
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I am very thankful. It's at least pointed us in specific directions for what we're looking into.
Well, I'm glad I could help that way.
Absolutely.
No, come. She'll kind of she'll put the teacups away and she'll come back with a little bag. Here, if you enjoy the tea so much, Sir Anthony. And she'll give you a
Oh,
little bag
yes.
of tea. It's quite it's dried it's dried flower. It's a flower type of a flowery a floral tea. But it has really interesting purples and blues and pink colors even though it's dried.
Here. I'll give her some of the moss tea. This makes you trip out, apparently, so drink it with company.
It is quite enjoyable.
Thank you.
I do not drink tea that makes me trip because I do not enjoy that sort of thing.
I will try it once I'm off my duties then.
Yes.
The duties of a high priestess of the Raven Queen are never truly done for the day, but maybe in the more relaxed times. But and well, as you're walking and talking, and she seems to know the path fairly easily. And as you leave, Kitra waves to all of you. Stays perfectly quiet, and she gives you a smile, Roisin.
I'll wave and give her a nice smile.
She'll nod her head. And Moirana will lead you back to the temple. And as she walks in, you see people kind of bow their heads at her. She's like, well, it was lovely to meet you both, and lovely to see you again, Roshi.
Yes, nice to see you too.
I heard you've been out and about in the outside world. How's that going for you? If you don't mind me asking, we're all curious.
Not at all. Yes, I've been gone for a few months now. After, well, I've always kind of received visions, but one was particularly pointed, and I was encouraged to leave by Elder Magda. And we've been investigating things to do with ley lines.
Oh.
But it's been very eye-opening to be amongst other cultures.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yes. I've met some very interesting people. The best of which are the 2 that are with me, of course.
Oh. I'm glad they seem like good company. I know we have more closed shop, but worldly knowledge it's good to have.
Yes. And we're quick to acknowledge chosen family, and I consider both of them family, so.
It is better to travel with family than with strangers.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad things are well with you, Protector.
Yes.
But Do not let me keep you up. If you need to go find the Elder Border.
All right. I'll see you later then.
Of course. Goodbye, both of you. It was lovely to meet you both.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks for the tea
Very
and the
welcome.
birds.
Thank you for the tea.
Remember, drink it with people in case you have a bad trip.
Yes, dear, it's not my first time.
Honestly, it's particularly mellow, actually. It was nice.
I wouldn't
Just-
know.
Heightens your senses a little.
Lucy just gives
It
a
was
respectful
lovely to-
nod.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was lovely to meet you, Lucy. I hope that I could help with whatever it is you're trying to find and whatever wrong you're trying to correct. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Nods again. Turns to leave.
She nods. Okay. Goodbye, all of you.
Goodbye. And I'll say
Nice.
whatever, like in Sylvan, the sort of respectful greetings that you give to people of note.
She'll nod her head, a smile on her face, and she'll turn to leave as you all walk through the portal. You make it back to the Raven Queen Temple on the main island. Oh, excuse me. I need a big stretch.
Big heckin' stretch.
Big hacking stretch. But yes, you go back to the mainland. And where do you go?
What?
Posture check.
Yeah. Oh.
Posture check. Pop, pop, pop.
Well, hopefully that was of some use to both of you.
It was. We need to see your elder still, yes?
Yes, we do. I suppose we could return back to the area where the council chambers are. See if anyone has seen him recently.
Yes. I think this is chrysanthemum tea.
Honestly, he sounds like the type that'll just find us when he wants to.
Yes. But unfortunately, he is the next step we have to take in order to carry on our investigation, so I don't know if that means we should pause for a meal or,
As
look
you're
at the
speaking,
menagerie.
Roisin, you do hear a message from a familiar voice. I seem to be quite a popular man with you today, Roisin. Many people have told me you've been looking for me.
Yes, I have a matter of some urgency to discuss with you, actually.
Of course.
Are
Meet
you
me in
free
the
just
council
now?
chambers. Yes. Meet me in the council chambers, Protector.
Perfect. See you soon.
Ta-ta.
Bye. Well, speak of the devil. He's free to meet us. He's going to meet us in the council chamber.
All right, then let's go.
Yes, let's go. Hopefully it reaps better results than meeting with Elder Magda.
If not, I'll light something on fire.
Well, at least they've been pre-warned that there was a way of stopping that from happening. Then it's on them, honestly.
Yes, Protector. Warn them. You have a very dangerous woman in your party.
I do. She likes to point blank people with magic missile.
Ooh, okay, big girl stretcher. Posture check for myself. So, You make your way over to the council chambers, and there's one halfling that is walking around, and when you come into the main area, they kind of like flag you down. It's like, oh, protector, uh,
Mm,
Elder Aiden would like to speak with you. This way.
right. Yes, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Mm.
They seem to be. This is something that they were asked to do in the middle of the job, so they're like, okay, I'll just take them, continue with my job. Um, this way, come on. And it is they do have almost like a personal chamber. It's basically office spaces. Uh natural office spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they do take you to his personal chamber, and they do knock. And there's a voice that says, "Come in." And then the halfling just kind of like waves at you all and it's like, "Bye, gotta go.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome.
Um,
Good luck.
I'll
Have
say,
fun." I'm not sure.
I'll
Thank you.
say goodbye in halfling to them and just say, do you know if this is chrysanthemum tea or blueberry tea?
They kind of stop and look to you and then look at the tea. Looks like chrysanthemum. Blueberry. Well, it doesn't have any dried blueberries in it.
Well, I wasn't sure because the blue flowers. They could have been blueberries.
No, they seem to be petals.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye. And he's saying all this to you in halfling as he kind of
Yes,
like
just
scurries
converse with
off.
them and have.
Yeah.
It is chrysanthemum tea. It's not blueberry.
Good. Everybody ready?
Yes.
She gives herself a nod like she's trying to convince herself that she's ready.
Yeah.
And then opens the door.
Yeah. You open the door and you see it is a pretty minimalistic office space. But the biggest feature of it is that it does face the outside, and like the wall that faces the outside, it is a big window, a floor to ceiling window that's letting the natural light come in. You see a figure standing before, kind of looking out of it with a cup of tea in their hands. And they turn to you with a smile as you walk in, and you see this tall gentleman. I will show him to you. He seems to have a pale but warm skin tone, pinks kind of um littering the skin tone. Bright gold eyes, colored eyes, not completely, but the iris. A white tattoo across the face, across his nose, and he has pale blonde hair, straight, that is decorated with a sort of um, uh, twisted branches and twigs that make a almost a headpiece. And you see he's wearing very warm color robes with a beautiful texture. Nothing shiny or satiny, but a more natural type of uh not natural because silk is natural, but a more of a matted textile, a little bit heavier. It has a nice weight to it. I turns to all of you with a smile, and he says, "Hello, Roshin, protector and companions. Now, what
Yes.
can I do for you?"
Uh, it's good to see you. This is Anthony and Lucy.
Pleasure to make your
Hi.
acquaintance. Hi.
We have a number of things to inquire with you about.
Of course.
Most of it
First,
pertaining to the. Oh,
would you like some tea? Any of you? Anthony,
yes, please.
Lucy.
Oh, I want
And
some of this chrysanthemum tea. It's not blueberry.
of course, I'm sure our protector has told you, but I am Aiden, elder of the border island.
Oh, you're Mr. Elusive. Hello.
Yes, I've been told I'm quite hard to get track of.
Yes.
I
I want
apologize, I
that
do.
skill.
Uh, that's something you learn with age.
I'm 46.
Humans.
Humans.
Well, tea would be lovely, thank you.
Okay, some of this chrysanthemum, definitely not blueberry tea.
Right.
Little prep like a teapot, and it seems to have like almost a little burner, but it's just like a little. It's almost like a little like fire pit. For the office. But he starts kind of.
Anthony watches the flower unfurl once it's put into the tea.
And
like
he
this
does
part.
yeah. It's a very beautiful, clear teapot, so you can really appreciate the unfurling of the flower. And he's kind of humming to himself. He seems to be a type of jovial sort of man. So you came here for a reason. I'm assuming important if you're asking so many people about me. What can I do for you? And he'll sit and kind of like let the pot boil as he's speaking.
She's feeling all nervous again. And she's not very often nervous. Well, we have a number of things to inquire with you about, most of them pertaining to the portal. We were going to be researching in the library, and we're told that all of that information is held with yourself.
Correct.
So I was hoping you could perhaps give us a bit of a history on the nature of it, but also the real thing that we're looking into and why I'm hoping things will correlate is that we're here to look at the ley line. I'm assuming you know that there is a fixed ley point at the portal. Right. We're looking into other fixed ley points that are exhibiting signs of a rather devastating, we're calling it an infection for now, as it seems to be the closest parallel to what's actually happening. But something is gravely affecting that ley point, and we're looking into all the others that are around the globe. But this one is one that I'm most worried about because of, well, not only its importance to our people, but its connection to the other side of the portal.
To the Feywild?
Yes.
And what sort of knowledge were you looking for the portal? Historical?
Partly, yes. Understanding how it came about, or if it's been here since before memory, and perhaps if it came about because of the fixed ley point, or if the fixed ley point appeared because of the appearance of the portal.
Well, it's been here for some time. The exact point of creation is unknown to many. And it does connect us to... It connects us to the Feywild, but it is a very small portal.
Yes. So, do you know which came first?
Possibly.
I will impress upon you that our investigation is it is a dire matter, and it will be very dire for our people. Potentially even for those on the other side of the portal. We're not really sure because we're only seeing whatever this is in what I'm assuming is its infancy, because we have spoken with a powerful entity that suggested that this is just the beginning, that things are going to get worse and might start acting quicker. So could be very devastating for our people, Elder, and it is my duty as a protector to look into this, I believe.
I know, but you also walk into my office asking me to give you very personal information about our island in front of two strangers.
Of course, but it's
Information
more
that's most of it only I know.
right.
That's pretty silly. No
Yeah.
offense, but if you die, then who else gets that information?
I have my backups.
Hmm.
I
Very well planned ban.
mm,
Hmm.
this is. I mean, we're here to investigate the ley line. It's not that they're here to learn deep-rooted secrets of our people to use in any nefarious ways. It is merely to try and correlate. And at any rate, it's only me who's getting to see it. Elder Magda was quite pointed on that. I don't think she
Oh,
sees
I
the
know.
value
We
in looking to it
spoke.
either.
Elder
And
Aiden, I have a question,
yes,
if I may.
of
Your
course.
islands are beautiful, and you've had isolationist views for your centuries, I understand. Your portal is sacred and important to you. Ro has made that impression to us several times, to the point where I can recite it in my dreams.
Can you repeat that last part?
Rose impressed upon us the importance of your portal several times, so much so I can recite it in my dreams.
Hmm. All right.
I know you don't want Lucy and I to breach these secrets, and that's fine. But your islands are not the only ones at stake.
Your
Do you
portal
think
also
it'll stop?
Your portal also isn't the only way one could get to the Feywild. If we wanted to go, we wouldn't
Yeah.
come here to get there.
I know.
It's going to spill over.
Well, at least they were forewarned, and I can live in the rather toxic glory of having told them ahead of time and being ignored.
That's
I
not
see
the way to go about it, Ro.
you become quite the pessimist, protector, in your time out in the world.
Oh, it's not pessimism, and it's not coming from out in the world. It is merely started in the two conversations I have had today. I thought
never
better of our
denied,
people.
said I would deny you all information. I am willing to lend an ear and listen. Your word does have some weight to it.
Not enough, apparently.
Just because you ask for something doesn't mean it's going to be rightly given to you with no questions asked, protector.
You can ask your questions, but you've not been asking questions.
Well, you've all been talking, and I've been listening.
What questions can we answer for you?
I understand there seems to be a dire matter out in the world, and I do wish to help. I understand where Elder Magda's uh, where her let's see, how do I put this nicely?
Concerns.
Sure, her concerns
Hmm.
come from. As you say, we are a very isolationist group, and we have our duties to protect ourselves and protect those who come to us. The portal is something we've kept secret because it can be abused by those with power. And that would be devastating both for people here and people in the Feywild. The culture that's banded around it has nothing to do with that. It is not with the main reason that portal is here. It is just a culture that's banned to because they want to protect and to he says he pauses and takes a sip of his tea. To help those in need to find safe haven. You can't just come here waltzing about with two strangers and expecting the weight of your word to carry you through everything, Protector.
Well,
I
they're not
understand you
strangers
are
to me.
that is
And
great for you.
yes, and they've shown me a great deal more respect than either of you have today.
I'm sure you respect today by listening to you. You seem to have forgotten respect for your elders.
I haven't.
You're acting like a spoiled child. Just because something wasn't immediately given to you, you're all up in a fuss. So calm down. I understand that there are dire matters in the world, Roshin. But a tantrum is not going to get you anywhere.
It's not a tantrum. And it's quite insulting that you would insinuate that it is. It's just we've seen how important this is. And it is a matter of urgency, which is why we are acting with urgency.
And that is why I'm having a conversation with you. If I weren't here to give you anything, I would have kicked you out of my office. Patrons. You've been frustrated even before you entered this office, it seems. I understand. But do not take out your frustrations on me. I'm more willing to help than Elder Magda is, and I hope you recognize that.
I am willing to see that happen. It hasn't yet, so I'm waiting patiently.
How long have you been in my office, Roshin?
How long do you
Do you
want us to
expect me to-
stay? How long do you want to sit here and scold my friend? I didn't walk in here with a very high opinion of your people, and I am walking out with one even lower. The matters that we are acting on are urgent. So ask your questions, let us answer them, and then decide whether or not Ro or any of us are given access to the answers you have. If you want your people to burn when what is coming comes, so be it. We are here to help. Do not scold her like a child. She is not one.
Then I'll ask that you both stop acting like one. I understand how dire your situation is. This is a conversation that must be taken carefully. I understand your job as protector. I'm sure you must understand mine as an elder and protector of the portal. I will give you the conversation that you want. But you have to give me time to understand what people you are that I am giving this information to. I'm not going to stretch this out into a day-long conversation. But it is a conversation that takes more than just 5 minutes.
We're aware of that.
Now,
Elder Aiden, would you like some more tea?
No, thank you. Now, we'll talk like patient, civilized people. What matters? Have you seen what has been affecting these ley lines that you know of?
If I may, Elder. Machine, Lucy. He pulls out his notebook and lays it out. The information we have towards these ley lines, we believe somewhat natural infection has invaded the points of magic, and we're concerned it might affect fixed points as infection tends to spread if left untreated. So our concern is if it leaps from one of our lands, the ones across the seas, Kalish and Fey courts and whatnot, they might spread to your lands, and infection on Pawn, an isolated island, would be devastating if there's no outside help or outside response. That's the main concern, which is why Ro has brought myself and Lucy to this island to negotiate some sort of help in case the worst befalls yourselves and your lands.
It was aggressive enough that it infected an ancient dragon. A fey dragon, of all things.
We believe it's because of prolonged exposure. It's why we also saw the results in smaller animals. Lucy and I have delicate scars from that encounter. They're like little chickens with teeth, is the best way to describe it. He pulls out a notebook and shows him the drawing. It looked like that.
That is quite a horrid creature indeed. And how many ley lines have you seen affected like this? Just the one?
The one, however, it wasn't. For the cult, we believe that's doing all this.
There's a cult behind this?
We believe so. And they are what we believe so far, Elder Aiden, is they're trying to bring back a god. I'm not sure what tier she's from, unfortunately. I think she's either the second or third wave. My notes are quite scattered.
There were a certain number of gods locked away, so to say, during the God War. This. Roll a persuasion check, Anthony. You with advantage.
Okay. Persuasion. 15.
15. There were many gods involved. On either side. Has there been any other effect of this infection other than these creatures? And he'll point to your notebook.
Well, this is what we've seen so far. This cult, they have a device of sorts that triggered a ley line he kind of breaks his hands apart like you would bread. Tear, I guess? And pulled us into another dimension. So they understand they can do that. But they're after the crystals, we think, in the lands of the Feywild. We're not sure why yet. other than perhaps magical means to enhance their own magics.
If they were after said crystals, I don't see what the point would be to infect them to a way that they would be chaotic. But that is quite of concern if it's what did you say this ley line was?
It's well, the ones that got us pulled into. It was he kind of pats his. Where's the map?
We're unable to
Go there.
disclose their location per a binding contract.
Yes.
It's the main reason why we are concerned about this one, though, and its connection to the Feywild. It's troubling.
So, from context clues, I will assume the other one has some connection to the Feywilds. You don't have to agree or disagree. That is my assumption. I understand contracts.
We're not sure.
But then that is concerning. And I see your point of view. I understand why you're coming and asking us. What exactly are you asking of me besides the information that I will give you?
We want just regular updates on your monitoring of this ley line. Because if we can pinpoint where the infection is going, maybe we can cut off the infection before it grows. Or prevent it spreading, or isolate it. It's a thought.
Well, you should have definitely come to me first, as I am the keeper of this portal and where this ley line.
She wanted me to report in, so I did.
It's understandable. And you were sensible in talking to her as well. She has. I understand what some of your ambitions are coming to this island, but we'll come to that later.
Hmm.
The portal, it was something. It was a rip between the planes that happened much in the time of the God War.
Hmm.
When a rip like that between planes happen, and it's not just something that goes unnoticed and has no effect. Part of the devastation of these islands was the cause of that rip. Such a disturbance in the natural fabrics between planes has other effects. There were many
Cascading,
things. Mhm.
yes.
Go ahead.
Dominoes.
Yes. During that time, the magic that was used on this world, it was it was in the level of gods. This sort of magic ripped many things between the planes through time and space. Many of them have been healed for safety. It's taken centuries. But this one is one that's. It was stubborn, so the best way was to protect it.
That makes
There were
sense.
there were other more dangerous planes that were needed that needed more focus.
So, my question, Elder. Would you understand that crystals grow from ley lines, I assume?
If there is an overflow of magic in a fixed point, yes. This is that would be the excess magic,
Like a scab.
like a scab.
Or a wart, if you want to be ugly about it, but a scab.
Yes.
But I have a. He paused. If I can speak my theory. How much prejudiced? I think the crystals are amplifiers, Elder.
They can be if they are pure raw magic in crystalline form.
Anthony,
Magic in
Yes.
itself is chaotic.
Anthony, I'd like to remind you of the terms of our contract.
Yes. I'm speaking of the crystals here. I assume the portal here has crystals.
Some.
And they act as a scab for an overflow of magic.
To stop the bleed, in a way.
Yes.
If they were left unstopped, it would bleed out. It would tear a larger rip between the planes, much
And
like the the forest in Aloria. That is a result of a rip tearing to extremes, a melding of two planes.
if you infect enough crystals or have enough control of them, you can blow them up and create a bigger rift to bring something through.
In theory, you
In
could.
theory, of course. We've never
You'd
seen a
have
crystal blow up.
no. You'd have to be very powerful to be able to guide that magic to what you wanted. When something rips a plane, it is within the chaotic nature of magic, it is unsure which plane it will open up to.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the easiest place to put a cut is where a scab is already formed.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. No.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. We need to go talk to people, but thank you. I mean, let's continue this talk, I should say.
So, any more
It
questions?
can wait, Anthony.
Is
Yes.
there any more questions you wish to ask of me?
Where'd you get your tattoo?
Here.
I like it.
Thank you. I have many others.
Yes.
Now, I will forewarn you, Protector.
Mm-hmm.
Magda has heard you, but she's not agreeable and when it comes to those subjects. But as you know, she's not the only one that holds power on this island, and she has tried to put together a council meeting for you to make your appeal.
I see.
I have lived a long life, not all of it on this island, and I know the importance of having connections. I agree with you. So when it comes down to it, you will have my vote, Protector.
Thank you.
We already have a connection with the Fae, a help of sorts. Elder Mac that is just jaded to the ways of the world. But in the end, I believe it will benefit us all, even if it just starts with me giving you updates on this ley line. It is up to me what I do with that, as the portal is my duty, my sole, one of, not my sole duty because I am Elder of Borda, but it has been my duty since I came on this island, since the founding of it. So you can see why I've been cautious in this conversation in the beginning, Roshin.
Yes. I just I've always had the best interests of the people here at heart. And bringing these people here is merely further to that. I wouldn't bring I wouldn't bring anyone here that would cause harm.
I understand that, Roshin. I understand that. I do, but we are still a very closed off island. You can't fault us for trying to keep our secrets secrets. That's what we've been doing for centuries. I did not mean to upset you, but once you saw that it was more difficult to get what you wanted, you got upset and you need to control
I wasn't
that.
upset. I was
The words
disappointed in my
were,
people.
if they burn me because of it, then I'll have the toxic, what was it? Notion that I tried.
And I wasn't listened to.
Have you not gotten what you wanted out of this conversation?
Some.
Just because some things don't go your way does not mean they are a slight against you.
It's not a slight against me. I think it reflects poorly on our people, to our guests.
To be cautious about what information we give out to outsiders.
I think the overall
No.
treatment of my friend on this trip has been more than enlightening. Not just by you. Others too.
I'm going to say I'm gonna have to side with the elder on this.
Oh, the keeping the secrets is fine. It's the manner in which it is handled.
What exactly did I do that I handled it incorrectly? You would enlighten me.
It doesn't matter.
It does. I may be old, but I can still learn.
I thought in some things I would be trusted at my word, I think.
You can't be upset because we did not trust you on your word. On two strangers that you brought to the island. I know you have the best interests of our people, but we are valid in wanting to get to know them first in some sort of way or manner.
Yes, but it's
Before
the way
we
that
answer
you spoke
questions,
about
Roshin.
them. You acted like they're just some random strangers, but they are not.
That's great, but to us they are. You've spent time with
We are
them.
a collective whole, though, aren't we? I am not an individual. We as a tribe are a collective whole, I thought. So.
No, we're not of your tribe.
No, I know, but I am.
We are not of one mind, Roshin. You bring people in and you want us to get to know them, and we will. But they have spent a day here too, and you ask us to reveal secrets to them.
I didn't ask you to reveal
we
them
are within
immediately,
our
though.
right to feel them out.
Yes, but you could have done it in a more respectful manner.
Because I call them strangers.
No, the tone of voice, and then the immediate scolding of me expecting to know information. And I didn't expect an answer right away. I was letting you know what we were coming here looking for. That was all. I wasn't expecting immediate. I understand that they need to learn about the reasoning behind why we do keep it secret. That's totally fine. I've pre-warned them about that constantly. They know. And they knew that they likely weren't going to get there and that they might not hear the information. We've known that. But they do not need to be treated so unkindly.
I apologize to both of you for any unkindness I have shown you. It was not my intention, but I am assigned to keep certain things safe. It was not my intention to give you an unwelcome feeling. I have ways that I can change. Do you understand, Roshin, that if something isn't given to you soon, being upset about it is not the way to go about it.
That wasn't what I was upset about. I've explained that.
Perhaps a break from this, as I see two very stubborn people before me. I
Gets
respect both sides
a
greatly,
smile on his face as you say that. Yes.
but the elder is correct, and Lucy and I are strangers. We understand that we are not privy to your information. Rose correct, and needing to help the world at large, and doing so helping your people. There is common ground between you two, of course.
There is. And
You are both correct.
again, apologies, Protector, for the way I spoke to your friends.
Apology accepted.
I do believe in Antony's words that we do have common ground. I am more open to the outside world than Elder Mact is, and I do find the value in having those connections. And I want to help you with this, I do. If something that large is affecting a ley line, then we need to keep on our toes and keep informed on both sides. I do not want this conversation to tear us apart. If anything, it should serve to bring us closer together as people within the same cause.
Of course. And if Ro and you will entertain the idea of a proposal. We give you what we learned on the outside world in regards to the ley lines, magics, and with the restrictions that we have in place. We can respect and learn from your moderations of your portal and what you know, the restrictions you would have in place, and together we can piece together a larger puzzle. Together. Two nations, I of Kalish, and you of these beautiful islands. We can work together with Ro being our go-to. An ambassador of sorts.
Do you all find this agreeable?
Yes. I think we
It's
all do.
understandable.
But I think we can step back and say, for now, this conversation is tabled until we can move forward with more information.
I understand.
Let us enjoy our tea, the lovely spring, summer, balmy weather you have. Tell me why you have a peacock in your window.
They're lovely to look at.
They're very loud.
She's
You're the
trained.
loudest.
He's trained.
Is he?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Fantastic.
You get used to it.
Mm.
I would love to chat over some tea, but if you don't mind me asking for some time to speak to our protector alone.
Of course. Lucy and I can go harass the peacock outside.
Then they would certainly be loud.
Fantastic.
right.
Go
Oh, I
across
just
the
realized I was
peacock.
muted. She says, I have another conversation to go have. I'll meet you both back at Rose House. Thank you for your time, Elder. Nods to him, gets up and leaves.
I'll go across the peacock on my own then. He gets up, takes his tea with him.
And as you're left alone with Elder Aiden, that's where we'll leave it for today. It's a lot more dramatic than I expected, and I love it. Oh God, big stretchy. Oh, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode with lots of drama, it seemed, towards the end. Thank you for everyone who participated in the chat, who gave out bits and gave us potions and natural 20s and all that stuff. And I'm feeling in the generous mood, so any natural 20s you got from channel points you can keep, because I make that decision because I am God.
You're the only one that got channel points in that 20s.
Yeah.
DM.
Ours were from bits, so they carry over.
Oh, mine won't
Yeah.
carry over. I'm not gonna do that. I thought you all got some from bits too.
Nope.
Then keep track of those. I'm not gonna give myself those advantages. I don't need that. But I hope you'll enjoy this very RP heavy game that we love and is so near and dear to our hearts. With that, we will give off a quick little outro from each of these very lovely people and where you can find them, what else they do, and we'll start with our emotional mama bear.
Oh man, guys, she has some hurt feelings. Yes, I'm Emma or Homily on the internet. You can find me here 3 times a week. Times are all below. Playing Roisin every second Thursday. So we're on this Thursday on Valdriant's channel, where I'm playing a Bardlock who just wants to have fun but ends up being the sensible one? Question mark. And then every second Saturday, I GM a new Dragon Age game on it over in Valdriant's channel, and Satan and Sarah are players, and it is our delightful dating sim. Because anyone who's played Dragon Age know that is how you play Dragon Age.
That is how you play Dragon Age.
Who am I gonna date? I don't know.
Thank you so much. Please go watch her. She's an amazing player and GM as a player of her. I will keep saying that. Next, we have another awesome player and GM, who is also my GM sometimes. Sensible Anthony? Who's about to
Anthony
her
can
out
be
to become?
sensible when he needs to be. You can find me over at Twitter at LeftMakerDND, here every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, playing Anthony Silverhorn. Every other week over at Legends channel, once on Wednesday as a player, then switching over to the DM seat every other Thursday, which is coming this Thursday. I'm going to be leading my players through a mage tower. I'm excited. And then once a month over at Indoor Adventure channel, where I play my favorite Fey boy as a
It's this
gangster.
one.
Yeah.
It's this one. I made thought that
he's
it
so
is on
dumb.
Among Us. Look, he's great. It's a blue skin boy. And last but certainly not least, our defensive Lucy.
Rightly so.
Don't come at her family, yo.
No.
She will light your ass on fire. Hey guys, I'm Sarah. I'm your friendly internet hype goblin. My schedule for this channel is down below if you like D&D, this game specifically, and the video games. I am a variety video game streamer. We do Fortnite Fridays. On Wednesdays, I play Animal Crossing or some other BS that I feel like playing. I don't know. It's my channel. I do whatever the fuck I want, except for when Satan has the reins. Twice every other week you can find me on Val's channel playing Dragon Age, where my character isn't really trying to date anyone, but you know, apparently that's what I'm supposed to be doing. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
And other than that, that's me. Come find me on the social medias at the Hype Goblin.
Yeah.
Let's be friends.
Yeah. Thanks for the subscribe, D&D Dad.
D&D
Yeah.
Dad, thank you.
Yeah.
We like that here.
D&D
We
Dad,
do
did
like
you know
that.
that once a month with your sub rewards, you can give all the players a nat 20 or a healing potion.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
And that's every single month. So you're welcome.
Information's down below, guys. And hi, everyone. I'm Satan, your DM for the day. It seems that I got the brain cell back at the end of that session. But you can find me here 3 times a week with these lovely people. Times are all down below. And you can also find me Saturday nights over at Plot Hunters, where I play my buff barbarian babe Lena, and I love so much. Right now we are continuing with a couple of one-shots from the Explorer Guides to Wildmount, which we will be doing a giveaway this Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. EST. So if you want to join us and win a Roll20 version of the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, we will be doing that this Saturday and next Saturday as well, because we did that 1 Saturday ago. As well, you can find me playing Emma's games every other Saturday, including this Saturday, where I'm definitely have my eye on some hot elf daddies. And anything else, you can go on my Twitter, follow me there, and I will post about D&D, all the games I'm in, and all that stuff. And I'm also once a month in Indoor Adventure channel with Jen, playing my vampire mobster, Lilith. That's her. I love her. And yeah, we also have a Discord if you want to come and join it. If you go to the link tree, there is a link to the Discord where you can chat about Nexus Adventures. We have our own text channel about that. Ask any questions that you want to ask about the show. See all the art for the characters that we have and all that stuff. And just come chat and hang out.
Guys, we got art by our lovely DM. She's so fucking talented. I can't wait for y'all to see all of the characters together on the overlay, because that's what we're working on. She's so good.
Oh my god, thank you. Yes, soon we will have the character portraits here so you can know what each character looks like, so I can't wait for that. But yes, join the link tree. Discord link is there. Twitter links are there. YouTube link is there. We do have all our episodes on YouTube. If you have missed an episode or missed the beginning of one, you can always go back and watch it. And all our social media is there if you want to follow us there and keep up to date with the show and with us. It's all there. Yay for Linktree. But yes, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, have fun, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye.